Well, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, whatever time of day that you are tuning in. Welcome back. We're continuing with Unit 7. And today I am going to try my best to do 3 segments of this video. And each segment, hopefully, about 20 minutes. It will be easier for storage as well as the submission with the CPAC's office. So I hope everyone is staying healthy and well. And let's get started. We'll continue today. So behind me, I've kept again my email address, my phone number. Today's plan, we're going to do lessons C and D in Unit 7. Okay. Today's date, actually, this is tomorrow's date. So I'm recording a day early. So just in case, you can be able to watch it by Wednesday, April 8th. So we're going to talk about today using adjectives and prepositions with gerunds, also verbs and prepositions plus gerunds. Okay, that will be segment 1. And then segment 2 will be some reading practice for lesson D. Let me remind you the easiest way that I can think of to conduct this lesson, since we are not face-to-face in the classroom environment. So first, I will guide you with some instruction and examples. Next, I will ask you to pause and practice to yourself, or practice with someone who's with you at home. And finally, we will check together. So this is the method that I'm going to try to guide us through as we work through each lesson. Okay, and finally, don't forget to practice at home. Don't forget to practice at home. Okay, we're going to start today, page 88 in your green student book. We're continuing with lesson C, and this is a little bit of grammar practice. Okay, so first let me read for you the examples at the top of page 88. You will see the question form and the answer form on the right. Okay, after that, I will introduce some common combinations of adjectives with prepositions and following with a gerund, or also verbs plus prepositions plus gerunds. In some cases, also noun phrases could come after that combination. So in a moment, I'll show you more examples on some paper. I'll try to do a better job today holding that paper and giving you some examples. Okay, so the questions. Example 1. What are you thinking about doing? The answer. I'm thinking about buying a car. So what's the gerund? If you remember, the gerund is a verb with ing. So in this case, buying a car is the gerund that follows this combination phrase. Okay, the next question. What is she afraid of? And the answers. She's afraid of losing her job. Okay, the gerund is losing. You notice after the gerund, we have an object or a noun. Example 3. What are they interested in doing? This phrase, interested in, is very common in English. The answer, they're interested in applying for a loan. The gerund being applying. So you notice after applying, we have a prepositional phrase. Preposition plus a noun. For a loan. So these are a few examples at the top of the page. Now, if you notice the orange box below, these are some of the most common combinations. Some of them are adjectives with prepositions, and some of them are verbs with prepositions. So let's point out afraid of. What is afraid? Adjective or verb? Okay, you know the answer, adjective. Excited about. Famous for. Good at. All of those are adjectives plus prepositions. Okay, the next column. Happy about. Interested in. Nervous about. Sad about. Okay, these are more adjectives. The last column, let's notice here, we have a verb. Thank someone for. Now, someone, we could also insert a pronoun such as thank her for, thank them for, thank him for. Another verb, think about. Tired of. In this case, we're using tired. Now, tired could be an adjective or a verb. And if I think about using a gerund after that, I am tired of staying at home. Okay, I'm using this as a verb. And finally, worried about. Worried about. So for a moment, I'm going to show you a few more examples, some sentences or questions. So as with everything, it's very useful to make a question or a statement. So just a moment and I will grab that. Okay, so some examples here. Okay, I hope you can see that clearly. I underlined the combination of the verb with preposition or the adjective with the preposition. And as you see here in number 1, I have circled ing. But you will notice in the following examples the gerunds there. So number 1 example is a question. What are you afraid of doing? Okay, maybe you can think to yourself, how would you answer this question? Number 2, I am excited about visiting the ocean. I miss the ocean and I would love to be there today, but sadly I can't. Number 3, my husband is good at teaching online. Number 4, I'm happy about traveling after the pandemic is over and gone. How about you? Number 5, I'm interested in learning to play violin. This is true. And number 6, I'm a little nervous about catching the virus. Just a little bit, if I'm honest. And then finally, questions. Maybe you can practice making some more questions at home. For example, ask your spouse, ask your child or grandchild some questions. For example, what are you good at doing? That's an example. What are you interested in studying in the future? What are you nervous about doing these days? So those are a few examples of questions here. And let me give in another one below. What are you tired of doing at home recently? I think maybe all of us are a little bit tired of staying home. Maybe some of you are home bodies and you like to stay home. So for me, my answer might be, I'm tired of staying at home. I would love to go out, but I will continue to stay home for the health of everyone. Okay, those are a few more examples according to the orange box common expressions that we have looked at. Okay, now how about we do one exercise together? And if you notice below, exercise 2, let's try this one together. And pardon me. Now I want to point something out to you. Okay, there it is. This cue reader, we have never tried this in class with the watch function, the watch segment. But since you are at home and you are learning at home these days, you have more time to do this on your own. This is a small video that it will be also helpful or informative about this grammar. So I encourage you even now to pause and listen. Okay, let's continue below. Now, let's point out the words first in the gray box, the long box below. And we see the words apply, find, get, lend, make, move, open, pay, spend, and start. Okay, now for this example or this exercise, you need to use the gerund form with ing. So now, can you pause the video and try this exercise alone? Try this by yourself, and then we will come together and check. Okay, so pause right now. Okay, let's check this together. So to make it easy, I am just going to read the answer and then check yourself. How did you do? All right, number 1, we already have the answer. So let's go to number 2. Rob is afraid of getting into debt. He pays for everything with cash. Number 3, have you thought about opening a checking account? Okay. Number 4, Elizabeth is happy about finding an apartment she can afford. So remember the pronunciation can and can't. And if I'm speaking quickly, she can afford. She can afford. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Elena is excited about starting classes at the community college. Hope you got that one. Number 6, I'm tired of making payments on my car. And number 7, Franco isn't interested in applying for a loan. Number 8, thank you for lending me money for school. 9, we're thinking about moving to a nicer neighborhood. And last one, she's famous for spending a lot of money on clothes. Okay, how did you do? Did you have 8 correct? Or maybe half correct? Or 100%? I hope you did a good job on that part. Okay, now I'm going to give you a few more examples because in the book, in the orange box that you see above, these are commonly used combinations. However, as you can guess, there are many more in English. So I want to give you a few more common expressions and then a few examples. Okay? All right. Other examples of prepositions with the adjectives or verbs. So one of them is talk about. Now you notice after that I put some different forms. We have past tense, talked, and we have a different verb, spoke. Okay, so changing the verb tense is okay, depending on the situation. Okay, another one is dream about or dream of. I could change the form with the past participle dreamt or dreamed. I didn't put that there. Dreaming. Let's see. She is dreaming about her vacation to Morocco, for example. Another one, concerned about. Now, you notice that next to that, I put concerning about, and this is not common in English. It will sound strange to a native speaker. So, use concerned about. So, example, she's or he's or I'm concerned about passing the exam. Okay, we can change the pronouns there. Okay, other common expressions or combinations below. Angry at or angry about. Busy with, skilled in, disappointed in, proud of. I'm sure you have heard many of these before. Good at, or opposite, terrible at. Let's see. I am terrible at doing math, but I'm good at playing piano. Okay, those are opposite expressions. The next one is slang, but it's very common. Fed up with. Can you guess the meaning? I am fed up with staying at home. So can you guess the meaning? It's extremely angry or impatient. Fed up with. Another one, associated with. For example, she is associated with the garden club, for example. Now you'll notice that my answer or my example used a noun phrase, the garden club, and not a gerund. So both could be okay. Known for. This means famous. For example, Korea is known for kimchi and delicious side dishes. China is known for the Great Wall. And the last one, we have positive and negative. Let's see, bad for, excellent for. I should give an example for this one. Let's see, too much salt is bad for your diet. Let's see, a little bit of red wine is excellent for your health. Okay, so these are a few examples. I'm getting a good arm exercise, which I need. Okay, do you need any more explanation or examples for anything? Anyway, these are common expressions, so I hope maybe you could pause and take a note and perhaps practice making some sentences with these expressions. Okay, now let's continue on to the next page. Pardon me. Just the next page, and how about this? You will notice a lot of pictures. So at this time, I would also challenge you to pause the video and make a sentence combining the phrase with the gerund. Let's see an example together at the top of page 89. What's she happy about? Answer: she's happy about opening a checking account. Okay, so how about you try the next examples to yourself, and then we will come back together and discuss how did you do. I'm going to pause here. This is the end of the segment 1, and I will see you in a few minutes for segment 2.